Hi everybody, my name is Taylor and I will be going over our project that we all had to submit over the course of the semester. I chose case scenario number 6, which on this police report I kind of summarized, so we'll go through it together. One of our officers was caught to a disturbance at a library on September 6, 2020. At approximately 11 a.m., there were reports of gunshots. On his way to the library, he seen two cars speeding north towards a police station, and after arriving to the library, he headed back to the police station. Um, Upon arrival at the police station, he had seen Miss Carlisle, who is the suspect in this case scenario. Her name is Susie Carlisle, and she was frantically waiting an interview, and she had a gunshot wound. It was nothing serious. He took her aside and got her statement. Now, Miss Carlisle stated that she had been sitting in her car when she was shot at, and she was sitting outside of the library. She identified the suspect as Mr. Fleming, who was recently let go from his job and was upset that she was going to be taking over his position. He tried to open the car, talk to her a little bit. Things got violent, and then ended up shooting her. There was some, he hit her. A couple other things. Miss Carlisle had bruising and cuts on her left arm, and her jacket was ripped, and then he proceeded to shoot her in the arm, and then he fled the scene. She drove straight to the police station and said that the black Ford Escape that was following her and getting extremely close to her car was, in fact, Mr. Fleming. So she was able to positively identify the suspect in this case scenario, which pretty much made it easier, but at the same time, we still had to prove that it was Mr. Fleming that shot her and not just word of mouth. On the police report, we were able to talk about Susie Carlisle a little bit more in depth and see, who she was, her height, date of birth, address, phone number, all that stuff, physical descriptions of Susie Carlisle. And same with Mr. Fleming. On the suspect report, we were able to get a good indication of who he is and what he looks like. Sorry if my computer can, there we go. George Fleming was born 11/4 of 78, 5'9", brown hair, brown eyes, slender build, not super big. He was wearing dark green button-up shirt, khaki pants, and white shoes at the time of the crime. It is also identified that his car was the black Ford Escape. And then if you go down further, on the suspect report, you were able to talk about, he had short hair, straight hair, he looked clean, regular glasses, no unique clothing, tattoos, or distinctive marks that were on him. We did know that he had a firearm on him. It was unknown what kind of gun it was, so I clicked unknown weapon feature, but I also selected handgun, just because I kind of thought that those two fit the most. One thing that I would also like to address in this was the interview that we did, and I had a great partner. We were able to talk and discuss, and I think that was really awesome. So while interviewing Mr. Fleming, we chose to just ask about his work and his job and why he was upset, why he was at the library that day. How did he know that she was going to be at the library that day? Where did he get the gun? Why did he use the gun? I wanted him to explain to me what happened at the car that led up to him shooting. Did he try to talk to her? Did he, go there with the intention to kill her? So with our interview techniques, we wanted to be clear and concise with him and try to just point out the flaws in his story in case he was lying about what he was doing and why he was there. Let me scroll down. Here you can see the fact that C is the interviewer and blue is Mr. Fleming. He states that he walked up to the car, had an issue with her, and she played stupid and had no idea. He did admit that they had a minor altercation, but that was it. He said that he had a CPL license to carry, so that, he had this weapon legally. And then down at the bottom right here, I asked him, why he didn't come to the authorities, and he said he was afraid, as most witnesses are. During our interrogation, my partner and I got more in depth into the questions, and she pointed out, the lies in my story and the contradictions in my story, which I wasn't able to answer. So this was really cool to, try in real life time, try to justify, what's going on and why you lied about something, or even if you remember if you lied about it. At the end, we eventually had Mr. Fleming say that, he was going to shoot her, and it was because he was mad that she took his job, and, if she wouldn't have gotten away, he would have tried to finish the job. I think one ethical issue that we could have faced in this was with his work and trying to decide, the reasoning for him shooting her was. I believe that ethically we couldn't just assume it was him because of the altercation they had at work. We have to, put our personal issues aside, understand that Miss Carlisle is scared and frantic, but also understand that we can't just say it was Mr. Fleming because Susie said it was. Legally, I think that we had to uphold Mr. Fleming's rights as well, and to go to his job and get their story, talk to any key witnesses, talk to him and Susie separately, and get all sides of the story before making it seem that Mr. Fleming was guilty before even having a fair fight. All in all, I think this assignment was a lot of fun, and it was really interesting to see how everything panned out. Even my partner's assignment, I had a lot of fun, interviewing her and getting the sides of her story. I want to tell you guys that I had a great time in this class, and I really hope that moving forward, thank you, and